is no happy ever after. Comprehend the endless pattern we follow. Blind faith descending to the static, unrelenting chain reaction with no control. Here's my confession, learning my lesson now. Get so invested, cause it'll only just mess it up. Feeling attention, serving our sentence, I know. Couldn't manifest our love, no. Where do we go, where do we go? When everything seems to fall apart, right from the start. Where do we go, where do we go? When it's time to heal my bleeding broken heart. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go?
Name, calling out your name, piercing hearts untamed, while the night fire bites into your name. You're mine, you're mine, you're mine. I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired of all that shit I'm told. The ashes of my bones. I won't play your silent games, your fucked up ways that blind my faith. Your silent games, your silent games. Silent games, eyes that creep into my mind, but shaking feet unwind, breathe and inhale, love building up inside. The story's old untold. Hear me howling out, my friends. Pick me up before I am. I won't play your silent games, your fucked up ways that blind my faith. Your silent games, your silent game. Your mind, your mind, your mind. I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. All that shit runs the ashes of my life. Stories overtold. Hear me howling out, my friends. Pick me up before I am silent gates.
I got a crystal next to my bed. Bad thoughts slipping out of my head. Little money in the bank cause I got that check. Not much but I pay that rent. Got an old car and it's all keyed up. I don't really care cause I still pull up. Gonna have a good time cause I got enough. And I ain't gon' sweat it when it's all fucked up. Cause I don't focus on the things that I don't have, only on the things that I got. I don't focus on the things that don't feel bad, only on the things that I got. I got a crystal next to my bed. Bad thoughts slipping out of my head. Rather love what I have than to have it all, yeah. Who knew it could be so simple? Ooh, 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 ooh. Who knew it could be so? Ooh, 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 ooh. Who knew it could be so? Got a few close friends on my team. Real ones, only ones I need. No, I don't get likes, but I do get calls. Cause my fam don't text, we talk. And when I'm all alone, sitting in my room, meditating to my favorite tune. Let it all go, let it all come in. Wake up tomorrow, do it all again. Cause I don't focus on the things that I don't have, only on the things that I got. I don't focus on the things that don't feel bad, only on the things that I got. Got a crystal next to my bed. Bad thoughts slipping out of my head. Rather love what I have than to have it all, yeah. Who knew it could be so simple? Who knew it could be so? I don't focus on the things that I don't have, only on the things that I got. I don't focus on the things that don't feel bad, only on the things that I got. Got a crystal next to my bed. Bad thoughts slipping out of my head. Rather love what I have than to have it all, yeah. Who knew it could be so simple? Who knew it could be so?
And hello, people. We are back again on AI Tuesdays. I hope you guys are excited as I am. I've been waiting the whole week for this day, even though the week has just begun. But I'm just so excited on to see what Narcisse and Bukeka have in store for us. And lovely, we got lovely Somaleza today. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good, I'm good. How are you? I hope everyone's doing good. Can't wait for today's session.
It's gonna be excited, Bam. So I'm just so excited to learn. Today I got Somaleza as a co-host and my two lovely geniuses, Narcisse and Bukeka. How are you guys feeling today?
We are fine, thank you.
So I think you was on mute there, quick.
Yeah, I was on mute. I was on mute, but I'm doing well. I'm just kind of excited for today's episode or what we got
Great
in store
day,
for
eh?
you guys.
Hey, it's a great day. Tuesday. I mean, it's an early start of an early week. Everyone's just so pumped. You can't be saying you got no energy on a Tuesday, right? Everyone's just so excited to see what's going on. So today,
Mm,
from what I've read from the poster, and I'm just so excited. I don't know what they have in store for us, but what I do know that today we're going to take a deep dive into machine learning. I don't even know what machine learning is, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to find out today. What do you think, someone is?
Hey man, last week's session was quite wonderful. So I'm willing to actually learn because I was there last week. So I'm willing to see more stuff from what Nassis mentioned from last week. So Nassis, man, I hope you have something exciting for us with you as well, Bukeka. It's such a great pleasure to have you guys here today.
awesome, awesome. So okay, may we start?
Oh, most definitely. Almost definitely. I'm just so excited. Tell us what's going on, what you have in store for us today, and just jump right into the meat. No time wasted. I just want to see what you guys have in store for us. You know.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, let me share my screen. Um, yeah, here's my screen. Can you guys see it?
It's still loading. Oh, there it is. There it is. I'm getting goosebumps as the screen is loading, right?
Okay. So I will just do a quick recap, and we'll take it from there. I just hope my PC doesn't die on me with all these things I'm running in the background. But let's begin
Oh,
with this small presentation. Okay, so a quick recap. We spoke about what is AI. Everyone should know what is AI by now. We spoke about the elements that make up AI, machine learning, and anomaly detection, computer vision, natural language processing, and conversational AI. We'll be focusing on machine learning. Last week, we dived into machine learning. You know, like you're swimming, right? So as you're swimming, you start in the shallow end and you go all the way to the deep end. So last week, we we're in the shallow end. And now this week, we're going to the deep end with what we have in store for you guys. Um, we know we define what is machine learning, and we defined it as an ability or a capability of teaching devices by feeding it a certain amount of data to help us achieve a certain goal or or a aim. And we spoke about the relationship between data and machine learning. We defined what is was big data, and we came up with this small example. So if you want to know more about it, as the title says, go watch the rest of last week's episode, and we'll end it off there. So today's episode, we're going to be diving deep into machine learning, automated machine learning, Azure machine learning designer, data and compute management, and pipelines. So my co-guest, my other guest, Bukeka, she'll be talking about automated machine learning and Azure machine learning designer. She's going to be telling us more about it. And as for me, we'll carry on from last week's episodes where we stopped at the demos. So this week is going to be highly on demos, so you get to see how to use machine learning and a bit of theory when we're talking about automated machine learning and Azure machine learning designer. I'll leave Bukeka to explain the rest of that. Um, so we spoke about ML.NET. ML.NET is, let me quickly show you the logo. Okay, it doesn't appear. But we spoke about ML.NET, machine learning for .NET application, and we got to see how we don't need to learn Python, we don't need to learn all those other languages just for us to make machine learning or to incorporate machine learning into our application. All we can do is just stay in our .NET environment with our C# that we love so much. We don't need to cheat on Microsoft, or we don't need to teach on C# or anything, but we can just stay in our normal and do the exact same thing as we do in the other language. And that's what machine learning for .NET is there for us, to give us the ability to add machine learning in our .NET apps. It can be console application, web development, Xamarin, you name it. You can just use machine learning in those applications in whatever platforms you want. And these are the types of predictions you can make: classification, regression, anomaly detection, recommendation, time series, sequential data, and image classification. For this week, we're going to do regression and image classification. We'll see how it goes. So we spoke about Model Builder 2, ML.NET CLI 2, and ML.NET API. So for these demos, we're going to be doing Model Builder 2. We're going to be using the Model Builder 2 and ML.NET command line tool interface to make our machine learning. As for ML.NET API, we're going to focus on that next week. So ML.NET Builder tool, this is how it works. It simply allows us to select the scenario we want to use. It allows us to input our data, and then it trains the data for us and then generates the code for us. We don't need to write any code or anything. It does it for us. That's AI in the background. It does everything for us, and we don't need to go to consult the data scientist. We don't need to consult anybody who works with data. We just put our data in Visual Studio in the Model Builder tool, and it will generate the code for us in order for us to use, and we're going to see it just now. Same thing that applies with command line tool. The difference between these two is that Model Builder tool is only available on Windows, but not on iOS. But command line tool is for both, is multi-platform, Windows, Mac, and Ubuntu. So as you can see, it applies the same way, and we're gonna see it just now. So enough talking. I think I've talked too much. Let's go into the demos. I'm sure you guys have been waiting for this. Just needed to do a quick recap. So what you will need is a machine with Visual Studio 2019, and you're gonna need internet for you to download and install your Model Builder tool if you don't have any. So let us begin. And that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be typing. So I have Visual Studio open in the background. Let's put it there. I hope you guys can see my screen still. Yes. Let me focus on
Narcisse, before you start, can I ask something real quick? I'm a little confused there.
Awesome.
So along your explanation, I was paying attention and listening, and then you mentioned something about ML.NET not being available for Mac. Is that what you said?
The Model Builder tool.
Oh, it's not available for Mac. So for people who are using Mac, how can they access such features from .NET?
So currently they're working on a tool, an extension for Visual Studio Code. So the people who are using Mac, if they're using Visual Studio 2019, they won't be able to access the Model Builder tool in Visual 2019, but they can access it via code, Visual Studio Code. So that's the extension they're working on for them.
Okay, that's nice.
Yes, that's what they're doing. So over here, I have Visual Studio open, and I just wanted to start from scratch so that everyone gets along what I'm doing. So create new project. And right now, this project, we're gonna be calculating a taxi app. We're gonna calculate the price for a taxi app. So it's gonna predict the prices for the taxi rides that we'll be doing. So right now, as I mentioned in my explanation, we can do it for console application, web application, or a Xamarin application or mobile application, depends on you. Right now, we'll be doing on console application. So I spoke about all of this last week. I've already chosen console application. If you are confused about what I'm talking about, I desperately want to go in detail for you guys, but it wouldn't be fair. So I recommend you guys to just go watch the last week's episode to get more details of what we are doing. Don't miss any episodes because it's all a build up of the cool things that we'll be doing. So we're gonna name it Taxi app. Taxi app. Yes, Taxi app. So we're gonna create it. While it's creating, I just want to share this for the users as well. This website, right? We know that we are not data scientists, we are programmers, and all we know is code. So since all we know is code, we don't have time to be looking at finding data or what. We want it already provided for us. So I'm gonna show you a website where you can just go onto this website and get already predefined data for you so that you can use. Let me show you the link now, the website now. Let me open it. There you go. So while Visual Studio is opening in the background, I'll be showing you this beautiful website that I found or in touch with. So this is Kaggle.
Can you zoom in there a little bit? Can you zoom in there?
Okay, no problem. What am I seeing? So Kaggle. Yeah, my PC is overloaded.
Well, it does it sometimes when you're running multiple platforms at the same time, eh? It does
Yes.
that. But then, it's the struggles of being creative. You have to learn multiple things at the same time, and then you gotta learn at the same time how to do them at the same time too. And that kind of gets overwhelming. Like for some people who are starting, I know I get overwhelmed by it. But then the key to this is patience. Patience will take you far, people. I'm telling you.
So I've zoomed in. You're gonna have to create an account in order for you to use the platform. So I already have an account. I don't know why I created register with Google, but I already have an account. I'm just gonna sign in. So you can sign in with your Google account. It makes it so easy. Our developers out there are very smart, making our life very easy. Sign in with Google. Let's sign in so I can show you the data. Signing in while Visual Studio is opening in the background. So there you go, right? We have all the data that we need. If I come here, this is the tab that you're going to be navigating through, and I click on data. As I click on data, I see all the data sets that I need, that I can use to do my work. So for example, Netflix movies and TV shows. So I click on this, it's going to give me a set of data for certain Netflix shows and everything like that. So if we read closely, these data sets consist of, can you see is it visible? Or must I zoom in more? Let me zoom in more.
I think it's okay.
It's
I think
visible.
it's visible. I think it's visible.
Okay. So this data set awesome. This data set consists of TV shows and movies available on Netflix as 2019. The data set is collected from Flexible, which is a third-party Netflix organization. So there is it over here. If you want to find out all the details in this file, this data that was collected on all the Netflix shows, you just click and download it, and then you use it in your program that you want. So this is where I got my data for my data set for our tutorial today. So don't forget to tune it out, check it out. I'll leave the link in the description box. So over back to Visual Studio.
Sorry,
yes.
To interrupt you. You're talking about data sets, right?
Yes.
For a person who is not really sure what's going on, like me, what does that data set consist? Like, what type of data we're talking about today?
So for example, here's an example of the data set that we'll be using. So it's a set of data that has been collected by users. So I mentioned we'll be talking about a taxi driver, a taxi prediction app. It's going to predict the prices of taxi. So over here, it has the collection of all the rides that were taking place from a certain year, all the rides from all the users in the application, as you can see. So this is a set of data. It has the name of the person, the location, the time, the price that they got charged, the destination, and everything like that, as you can see. So I'm not a data scientist to give you an exact definition, but I just gave you an overview of what a data set is.
Okay, lovely. I understand now.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So back to Visual Studio. Let me just zoom in. So Tori, our host for today, is in charge of Azure and .NET Friday. So he will be talking more in depth about Azure and .NET Friday, and more specifically this console application that we just mentioned. We spoke about this last week, so don't bore you with the details again. So we'll just jump straight to the good stuff. So here's our console application, and we chose .NET Core. If you choose .NET framework, the framework application, you want to have all these cool features. This is why we are advising and counseling your guys to start getting used to .NET Core, because every good stuff are there, and we don't want your guys to miss out. So as you can see, I just click over here, right click on the taxi app, and then I come to add. After coming to add, I said machine learning. So in all the applications that I use on .NET, it's gonna be there. I get to add machine learning to my applications to do all this cool stuff. So in this console application that I have over here, I'm gonna be able to do all of this: text classification, value prediction, image classification, recommendation, all this cool stuff. We spoke about it last week, but because of the demo, we are just gonna get straight into it. So right now we're gonna do value prediction, because we're gonna predict the price of a taxi, of our taxi ride. And then you choose your environment. You either can do it on Azure or you can do it locally. Right now we're doing it locally. So after choosing your environment, you have to put your data source. So there's two ways: a file server, SQL server, or you can do it via file. So we have our data in a file. We select file, and then we go to the location of the file. So it's loading. So cab ride, the one that I downloaded from from the website. So I downloaded it, and then I put it into my Visual Studio, and then it should load. There is it. It just loaded, and now all the data sets that are in the file is appearing over here, as you can see. And after that, we select the column in which we want to predict. So we want to predict the price. So we click the price. And then the input columns, the columns that we're going to need in order to make our prediction. So the more columns you have, the more you're going to have to fill in. And I do not want that. So because of time, we're just going to deselect some of them. When I did the unnecessary things that we don't need, like the timestamp, we don't need the product ID, we don't need the search multiplier. And okay, so we're gonna have destination, where the person is going, the cab type, which cab it is, the destination, the pickup location, the ID, and the username. So that's what we're gonna use for our data, to input our data. So we're gonna say train, and then we're gonna have to give it some time to train. So it's recommended that you start with 10 minutes. 10 minutes is the minimum recommendation for you to train your data set, so that you can produce accurate results. The more data you have, the higher the time it needs to train. The more time you use to train, the more accurate your results will do. So we have no choice but to wait and see what it takes. So we're gonna leave that in the background to train, and then we're gonna come back to it. While we're waiting for that, I'm gonna show you the command line interface, how to do this exact same thing on a command line interface. So this is my command line interface, Windows Terminal. You must download it on Play Store, on the Windows Store. And the Windows Terminal was announced last year in Build, where they put everything for us together. So they put Windows PowerShell, Command Prompt, and Azure Cloud Shell all together in one place. So we don't need to stress and worry about it. So it's a cool feature to take out. And me, I'm a command prompt user. I don't. For me, I don't know what's the use of Windows PowerShell. I just prefer command prompt. So yeah, that's what we'll be using. We'll be using command prompt. So the first thing we're gonna do is to create a folder. So we're gonna go to our file, to the location that we want. We're gonna create our file. Whoa, I've already taken so much time. I'm supposed to pass it to Bukeka, but I do apologize for that, Bukeka, if you did. Is she there?
That's okay. I'm here. I'm listening.
Awesome.
Learning.
So over here, Here's my desktop that I have over here. And then you're gonna create a folder which you want to store your data in. So I have my folder here called AI, and we're gonna do it. So this command line interface, in the olden days, before we have all these technologies, this is how they used to navigate or use computers before, using lines of code in order to navigate through the system. So for example, I'm in my user account, and I just say dir, a quick brief. I can say a lot of things, dir, and there you go. It gives me all the folders in my computer, in my user right now, in my user profile right now. And then we're gonna say cd. Cd stands for change directory, and we're gonna say, can you guys see? Is it visible, or must I zoom in?
Please zoom in.
a little. Zoom in a little.
Okay, magnifier.
No, wait.
This
There's actually a shortcut for that I learned some days ago. So press Control and then roll up your mouse. I think it should do the same thing. I don't know if it works on the
control.
command line. Control and then roll up your mouse ball. I don't know what
Well,
it's
I don't
called.
have a mouse. Oh yeah,
There you go.
awesome.
Lovely.
Thanks for that. Thanks for
Welcome.
that. So we say cd. Cd is changed for directory, and then we say desktop because our stuff is on the desktop. And now we are in the desktop, and then we're gonna say dir. Dir stands for directory, and directory is open there, and we see all the content on our desktop. So you see all these folders here. This is the graphical user interface for us to see what's happening. But this is the olden ways. This is how people used to use computers, and it's pretty cool. But that's not the scope of our session today. So we're gonna look into our folder AI, cd AI, right? And then we in our folder. Now the next thing that I want us to do is install the machine learning interface in command prompt, and that's what we're gonna do now. So in order for us to install, you have to please pay careful attention, because if you get the code wrong, you're gonna be crying and you're gonna be frustrated for nothing. So I'll do it once, and I'll show you what happens if you get an error. Just bear with me. My system is crying right now. I can hear its tears.
Especially running heavy stuff. Hey, you're talking about AI. That's for me. That's like a bomb. My brain is literally like dying right now. I'm just trying to grasp all of this. So yeah,
So thanks, sorry, thanks. So this is the line of code that you must write. You're gonna say .NET, right? .NET space 2, and then dash G, and then you're gonna say ML net, machine learning ML net. So machine learning.net, and then you're gonna press enter. So as you press enter, it gives us it's gonna be installing the machine learning tool in your CMD, in the command line interface. And there is it over here. It's already been installed for us. So that's a good thing. And then after that, we just say ML. So this is how this is a successful run that is already installed. But if it's not installed, this is the error that you're gonna be. This is how it's gonna look like. All this red stuff, and you're gonna be frustrated for nothing. So just be careful with that. I just wanted to show you that. And then after that, oopsie, I closed the wrong one. Let me open my stuff. Ish, so many things. I'll try and get straight to the point while it's running in the background. So we're gonna now do machine learning in the command line interface. So there are so many ways for you to do it, right? We can do it using Visual Studio or command line, and this is we're doing the command line interface way. It's loading.
So
There
Narcisse, for a beginner, which method would you recommend to start with for a beginner who's never touched machine learning in their lives? Which method would you recommend?
I would recommend for them to start with the Visual Studio way, And according to Scott Hanselman, as we mentioned last week on Friday on Azure.net Friday, we said that for those who know how to drive, Visual Studio is the automatic way. Everyone says automatic, driving an automatic car is very easy. So that's the automatic way of doing things. And then this command line is the manual way of doing things. So it's only for those who have those type of skills, if you get what I'm saying. So let us begin. So now let's train
sorry, Narcisse. Just a quick
Yes.
question. So if you want to learn machine learning, do you require any skills that you have to have in order for you to learn and use machine learning?
Honestly, machine learning, you don't really need a skill to do it. But that's why we're doing this session. This session over here is for those who do not have any background to machine learning at all. All they want is their data to be to go through a machine learning, and they just want the code. So that's what we're doing now. So to answer your question, you don't really need to have a machine learning background. After all, we're all programmers, and programmers don't know anything about like the machine learning, if you get what I mean. It's more for the data science. It's more for people who do
All
data
right.
science. Yes.
All right.
And I'm sorry I'm taking up your time. I'm just trying to wrap up quickly so we can have the discussion. So we're gonna say ML net. We're gonna write the code now. ML net regression, right? What am I saying now? Regression. Okay, regression. I think I forgot something. Okay, so let's just say MLNet. Okay, something is wrong over here. I do not understand what's happening. I really do not understand what's happening. Please do excuse me for that. Bukeka, whilst we are sorting out this problem, can you tell us what will be happening next week while we wait for our data to load?
Okay. So next week, what we'll be doing is use machine learning in Azure. So what you need to do first for this week, what you can do is you can just go and register on Azure, have your own account, and then from next week we're going to be carrying on showing you how to use machine learning on Azure.
Awesome. Can you tell us more about machine learning on Azure? Yeah, you can share your screen to start if that's
Okay. So as I share my screen.
This is exciting. I want to see how machine learning works on Azure, right? Our favorite cloud provider. Let's see what he has in store for us.
It's exciting. Okay. So can you guys see my screen, my slide?
Not yet.
Not yet. I can't see anything.
Okay.
But let me stop sharing my screen. Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. So can you see it?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Very
So
nice.
you can see the screen.
Yes,
Okay. So basically, I'm just gonna say welcome to machine learning, a new way of a new exciting way to learn about one of computer topics where you don't have to stress yourself to be knowing all those deep languages of IT because you want to become an IT person. Okay, so Narcisse has already said what his machine learning is. So basically, it is a field that data scientists, most scientists uses as a statistical techniques to give computer system an ability to learn without going to program, knowing programming languages and things like that. So it doesn't need you to have skills of programming. It doesn't need you to go and learn IT. So just you can learn machine learning. Narcisse also has said that you don't require any skills. Okay, so Machine learning, we have three types of machine learning, where we have supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, and reinforcement machine learning. So on the following, I'm going to be explaining how supervised machine learning works. Also, like, I'm just going to be explaining the types of machine, how they work, and give some examples. Okay, so what is the supervised machine learning? Basically, a supervised machine learning is a machine learning where you are expecting, like, or you expecting what you put. If maybe you're saying you want to search for a name, Bukeka, so you are expecting the results of Bukeka and not Narcisse. So basically, supervised learning, it's a kind of learning. It's a machine learning type where it gives you, like, you have a knowledge or you have a prediction of what will be the output. Okay, so an example will be, given the data of a house on a real estate market, you try to predict. So according to the space or according to the size of the house, you have your own predictions. Okay, this house may cost like 500,000, or it may cost 1 million. So you have a picture, you have like your expectation predictions on how much will it cost based on their size. So another one will be giving a picture of a person. So if you're given like a person maybe who's short or something, you can predict their age. And also, if maybe you are given just a face, you can predict maybe it's a female, or it's a male. Okay. So
So, a quick question
yeah.
before you. Sorry to disturb you. Uh, on supervised learning. So, on supervised learning, I just want to understand what's going on, right? So, we're basically dealing with uh data that we already have. Like, for instance, we're just predicting the end result prior to the prediction. Is that what's going on?
So
It's like we know what to expect or something.
so based on what you are putting, you have, what you will get, like, the results based on what you have put, or based on what is inserted in a table or something like that. You basically know what you're expecting. I don't know if I answer your question correctly.
Yeah, I think that's kind of clear. I think that's kind of clear.
Okay, so unsupervised learning is a type of learning which, like, you go into machine learning, you go into maybe a table, you don't know what your result is. Maybe like, say maybe you're sick or something, so you go to a doctor, and then you do a test, and then you don't know what's really happening. Unlike when you go to a doctor, you have a headache, so um that maybe you can have a tumor, or you can have maybe a stress or something. You're expecting some kind of results. Whereas in unsupervised learning, you go to a doctor. This is an example. You go to a doctor and you just do test. You don't know what can be the problem. So you have no idea of what your result will be. You just want to find out. And then we have reinforcement learning, where basically it learns that the data comes from humans, how they act, and also how the environment. So it gets data from the surrounding or from the environment. Okay, and then, as I'm about to finish, so why do we have to learn why do we have to use Azure machine learning? Tori, you will talk more about Azure. So yeah, in this case, we're just talking about why Azure machine learning. Okay, so firstly, it doesn't need you to code. It doesn't need you to spend a lot of time doing a code. And then secondly, it has like, it's like a drag and drop interface. You just take what you need and then put it where you want it to be. So basically, just simplify building models with automatic machine learning. You're dragging and dropping what you want to do, and then it doesn't need you to be trained to have skills on how to use the cloud, and how to use Azure. Okay, and then it also, like, most companies machine learning, because it's more like it's a today thing. It's evolving. Like, it has great things. It also help companies to be able to make their work easy. and they don't need like to hire a person that is experienced in machine learning, so it doesn't cost too much on the company. And that will be also, we'll be looking at the demonstration next week. As I have said at the beginning, we'll be looking on how to host Microsoft Learning in Azure. What do you need to do, like the steps, the step by step on how to do Azure on machine, how to do machine learning on Azure. Narcisse, over to you.
Okay. Okay, before Narcissus jumps in, right, and some people might be confused on what is Azure, what's actually going on. So a quick rundown. I'm not gonna like jump right into the deep stuff, but I'm just gonna give like a quick brief on what Azure is. So for
Okay.
those who don't really know what Azure is basically a cloud provider. And what is a cloud provider, you may be asking yourself. So a cloud provider, you may want to think of a cloud provider as where developers, the people who code, put their application. Now in this context, we use the word host. So, in other words, when we say host, that's where we put our applications. So now, in this sense, we're using Azure. Since Azure heavily supports .NET, and most of the stuff there is drag and drop, you don't really have to have any knowledge of coding. It literally supports any programming language. It's even beginner friendly. And then my best part about using Azure, documentation is available. Literally everything you want on the Microsoft Learn website, documentation is everywhere. There's even Azure fundamentals for people who don't even know what Azure is from the get go. So you can go learn about that. I'll try to put a link in the description. So yeah, that's that. Thank you. Can carry on.
Awesome. Awesome, Tori. Thanks for that wonderful insight. We'll be looking forward to seeing it more in depth on Azure and .NET Friday. Thank you for that. I managed to figure out what was the problem with my code that I was doing on the command line interface. So I'll just share my screen now, and our sample data is finished running. So you're also gonna check that out now. And we got like 20 minutes left to spare, so we'll try and fit everything in. Let me share my screen. I'm so pumped. Like there's so many things I want to show you guys, but now worried about time, and I'm hoping you guys are having a wonderful session as well. If you have any questions, please leave it in the description box, in the comment section. I mean, and then we're going to take a look at it. So here is my code over here. And as you can see, I didn't install it properly. I never put the installation in properly. So there you go over here. I did this line of code. Let's see if you guys can see it properly and zoom all the way up. So you see over here, yeah, .NET tool install MGLNet. I didn't install my machine learning tools properly. So this is the line of code that you must use if you want to install it properly. So my mistake was I went into my folder already before I did anything else, which was what I'm not supposed to do. So just do it in your user location first, install your tools that you need, and then you can go ahead specifying the folders that you want to work with. So after installing the machine learning tool, it gave me a green go ahead. And then it gave me a nice welcoming message. You can see here. We're not going to read it because of time. And then they tell me in order for me to access machine learning tools, I must just write MLNet. So that's what I wrote over here, MLNet, machine learning for .NET. And then it tells me all the things that I need in order for me to use machine learning in command line interface. So there's it here, the content that we're going to be looking at. So there's classification, regression, recommendation, image classification. So right now we'll be doing regression, and we're gonna write the code for that. And then we're gonna go check out on Visual Studio and see what's up with that. So stay tuned. It's gonna get awesome right now. Any questions on the comments so far, Tori?
Well, I have one before I check the comments. I have one.
Awesome.
So, speaking of ML, right? Some people may even get confused. I think this was supposed to be the first question I asked before we even started. So there's ML and there's AI. So there's like a little bit confusion there. People use this word interchangeably. So how would you distinguish the two terms?
ML and AI. So it shows that you are not paying attention in the previous, you are not watching the other episode story because it was all explained there. But good for bringing it up for our first time users. So AI, artificial intelligence, is the intelligence of a device or a machine, right? That's the intelligence. So now under artificial intelligence, you got machine learning. It falls under AI. So it's the capability of a device or an application to learn based on the data we feed it. So in order for you to learn something, you need some kind of smarts or some kind of intelligence in order for you to learn something, because in order for you to improve your intelligence, you need to learn. And that's what machine learning does. Artificial intelligence is the intelligence that's already there, and machine learning builds on top of that intelligence. If you get what I mean in that perspective. How does that sound? But for more detailed explanation, please stay tuned on the other episodes that we've spoken about it. Does that answer your question, Tori?
Thank you. Thank you. That actually answers. I'm actually, out of the bush now. Gave me a lifeline there.
Okay, awesome. I hope you guys can see the code that I'm writing. Is my code visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
visible.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, it's visible now.
Awesome. So the first thing that I wrote is MLNet, right? Machine learning for .NET, and the type of machine learning that I want to happen, which is regression. So I said regression, and then the data set. I specify the data set that I want to work with. And we have to do this carefully and slowly so we don't make any mistakes. So data set, and then we take the name of the file that where our data set is stored in. Cab rides.csv dash underscore rides.csv. So that's the name of my file where my data is stored, and then label the column in which you want to predict. So the price column is on column 6. So we're gonna say label dash column, and then 6 for column 6, and then has headers because it's labeled price. So we're specifying that it has a header, and then we say true. If it doesn't have any header, we're gonna say false, but it has a header. And then we're gonna say train. I want you to train for 600 seconds. Train time for 600 seconds. 600 seconds. So as you know, we deal in programming, we deal with time in seconds. So let's press enter. Hopefully I entered it correctly. And no, Narcisse did a mistake. What is our mistake? I never specified the location correctly. So let me just put so you see, as I mentioned, the importance of this is that everything must be in the same folder or location. So there's my file location, and it's not in the same part as where I want to do the code. So that's where we're gonna go now. So I just copied it. You go to users, it's under Inspire SA, and we're gonna paste it there. Anytime now. Okay, cab rides. So now let's try again. Press up. 3, 2, 1. Please work. Please work. Okay, it looks like it's looking good because it's taking long to process. While that's, I'll keep you updated with that. Let's go back to Visual Studio.
I know
we are jumping.
Work.
Sorry?
I like how you're saying please work.
Yes. Hey, it's code. It's code. So here's Visual Studio. I don't know if you guys can see the content that I have. So our model just finished training for 10 minutes. And then it told us that the best quality of train, if we look at the results, okay, I can't zoom in over here. I feel it's too small. So let's ask open magnify. Magnify. My PC is like I said, it's in tears right now, so please just bear with me with the response time. Magnifier. I don't know what tool Tori is using to make all these zooms and stuff like that. I would really like to find out what is it so I can steal it from him as well and be using it.
It's actually a nice utility called Zoom In exe. I'll leave the link in the description. It's actually a nice tool, eh?
Awesome. Okay, I do not know what's happening here. Oh, so I can see people's comments. Interesting. Can you guys see what's on my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
What is on my screen? I'm quite confused.
We see
Visual Studio.
Awesome.
Yeah, Visual Studio.
Okay, so here is the content. Can you see the results? Okay, so here it says training results, best quality, R squared. So it found that this is the best result based on the training that we just gave it. The best model that it's using, let's move that aside, is using a light GBM regression. This is the type of regression that it found best for our data that we use. So based on our data set, it's recommending that we must use light GBM regression, and the training time that it took this is the training time that it took, and then the models explode. So we only explode one model. So that's just the gist of the training results that we went through. I don't think we'll be needing magnifier again. So we just evaluate. Now, please pay attention, is the good stuff that we are seeing right now. So we finished training our results, and then it already sets pre data for us. So we're gonna say predict. It gives us some sample for us to work with, and then we're just gonna say predict, and then we're gonna see the results. So we have the distance 0.44, the cap type lift, destination node station, high market square, the ID, and then the name is shared. So while that's loading, I also want to show you the results here that it was doing in the background. Let's zoom up here. I'm saying so many things at once, so please tell me if you don't understand. So this is the results that it was doing. So while it was training, this is the results of the training that it did. It went through a CDR regression, a light GBM regression, fast tree regression, fast tree 3D regression. All these regression methods, it found best that we must use light GBM regression all in the background. And I didn't need to do anything. It just did it for me. So if we look at the results, it's predicted 4.1. So in South Africa, we say 4.1 rand, 4 rand in 1 cent, but in US, $4.01. So I'm happy with my results. If you're not happy with your results, you can always train it again. So now we click code to get the code for us. So there's the code, add project. So now 3, 2, 1, you should see it appear in your project file. Please work. Time is running out. Please work. It should be loading now. Okay, it's loading. Let's give it time. While it's loading, any questions?
Just one question. So, as you have your this data here, so if maybe I want to access it and I am not in the computer that I was using to upload the data, is it possible to access it wirelessly?
The data in the project.
Sorry. So let's
the data
say
in the
this.
project.
Yes. So is it possible to access it while I'm not in my computer? Like, can I be able to access it online? Maybe I'm in Pretoria and I want to access this data, or maybe I just need to be with my computer physically to where I have stored it. So that is where I can only access it, or it's possible to access it while I'm not in my computer.
Good question, I have to say. Well, to answer the question, I'll just simply say, put everything online. Once you put everything online, you'll be able to access the file. So, like I said, our file that we are using, our data source that we are using, is under this location. So in order for me to access it, I must come back to the same location in which I saved it. But if I put everything online, more specifically on Azure, I'll be able to access it anytime, anywhere, and any place. You understand?
Yeah. Okay. It's nice.
Awesome. And now this is the next part that we're gonna be doing. So it's over here. If we look to the left now, I'm gonna need magnifier again so that you can see. I don't know why I closed it. Let's open magnifier again. Magnifier, my best friend right now. My computer is crying. Why are you crying, lap computer? Please don't cry. We're almost finished. So there's magnifier, and let's zoom in by 200, I guess, so that you may see our content. So there you go, guys. As you can see, we got in our default application there, taxi app, and then we got two extra things: taxi app ML console application, and then taxi app ML model. So this console application over here, taxi ML, is the machine learning, the training that it did. The details of all the training is stored over here in this folder over here. Let me just break it down. It's stored in there, and then this taxi ML model is the model with all our data sets, everything that we'll need to include in our application in order for us to use the machine learning in application. So that's just a summary of the two. I wanted to break it down, and there's our application. And now we're gonna use this what we just created in our application, and we're gonna run it and see how it goes. I'm already getting excited. So please bear with me. We're almost finished. Um, let's just close all these extra things that is open for nothing, I guess. So that is closed. And now let's put some code. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. My PC is crying. So there is our code, our default code, hello world, and this is what we're gonna do. So it already tells us what we must do over here. We're gonna copy this line of code here, this namespace over here, using taxi app ml.model, and we're gonna paste it in our console application. This PC, we almost finished. Thank you. Enter, paste. So for those who are new to programming, we just copy and paste to make our life easy. But otherwise, you can simply type using taximl.model. You can do it the long way. But because of time, I do apologize for these shortcuts. We're just gonna copy and paste. Control C, or you can just right click and say copy. Those are the two ways for us to do it. And you're gonna come back to our code and press enter. And now we've entered our code that we're gonna use. So over here, this is the input model. So for us to input our model, the declaration for us to input our model is over here. And this is the declaration for us to output our model. We're gonna see it just now. So after that, I'm gonna say input, right? Input dot and control space for us to see what our details of what we can input. Cap type. Where did I put? Cap type. Yes, cap type. And then we're gonna say quantum because we're in SA, we're not in America. I don't know how to spell quantum, so you're gonna bear with me. Quantum. So this what we're doing is called hard coding, and we don't recommend people to do hard coding. Hard coding is when you just simply put physical data in your application, and it's a long story. I don't want to get into it, but I'm just putting it out there for people to know that this is a bad way of programming. So don't do it. Don't do it at home. It's bad. So the next one we're doing input, input dot destination. We are going to Mshlanga Rocks. So let's put them Schlanger rocks. So these are the syntax of console application of C#. And we recommend that the users who are watching this, if you don't know anything about C#, please go learn C# because it's really important. So as you can see right now, that's what we are doing, following the rules. Input, we almost finished. And then destination, distance, we are going, we're just going to use any distance, 44 miles, 44 kilometers. and then input, and then we're gonna run our program. Input ID. Well, I don't have an ID. Input ID is equal to, let's copy and let's use anything, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Any ID will do. And then it's telling me it's an invalid detail. So let's just use the right thing. Okay. Tells me it's here. Yeah, there's our. Ooh, so many things to have said. We almost finished. So there's our ID. Control A to select. Control C to copy. And then we've copied our ID from our data set. Control V to paste. And then put it in our inverted comma as an ID. We don't want it to contradict, so we're just gonna write something else there at the end there. And then last but not least, what is missing? The name Narcisse. Let's use our host story. Sorry, this is a shout out to you.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's lovely, lovely.
Sorry, the host. Sorry, the host. Sorry, the host. And then yeah, I think that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're missing one more. Input dot. Okay, we have name, price. Timestamp, search multiplier. Okay, so it looks like I'm missing a lot of things. Do apologize for this. We have to put everything so that it doesn't give us errors. Is equal to, just open this at the side. Just use anything because of time. Control A, Control A, Control C. And last but not least, search ID is 1, so we can just use 1. Input dot. I'm a slow typer, I don't know. And I'm good. It's good that I'm doing all of these things because we're going back to school, and then we will be able to get back to coding. What am I doing? Many inputs. This is what I warned you about at the beginning, that the more inputs that you have, the more things you're gonna have to fill in. And I didn't want this, honestly. I hope this is the last one.
Narcisse,
Yeah.
this is some exciting stuff that you're showing us here, and it's some
Awesome.
hardcore thing. We have about like 2 minutes left, so
Okay, no problem. Thanks. Let's
I,
just end it here, I guess.
yeah, just try to wrap up.
Awesome. So we've added all our details that we needed there in hard coding. And then over here, we're going to say console dot write line. Console dot write line. Model output dot model output dot see. Can't believe so many things, so much time. Okay, I forgot this code. Yes. So console the right line result is equal to score. Result dot score. And we are finished. Let's run it so you can see. Control F5, Control F5. And we are done. Let's run it and see. I do apologize for taking so long. I really didn't plan for this. It's building. So Melissa, you can start wrapping up while we wait for the result.
Yeah, no problem. But it seems like your build is actually like coming up quickly. But
Yeah.
yeah, finish building, so yeah, you can carry on.
Okay. So there is it. The first thing that we said it's hello world, and now in just a few moments we're gonna find out the price of the price of my ride that from Umhlanga Rocks to Westville. So we're just waiting for it to. So basically, it's taking so long because the machine learning is trying to predict the price based on the data that I put. So according to Bukeka, what type of machine learning is this? Bukeka, is there?
It's supervised learning.
Supervised learning, and there you go. So it predicted my trip from Umhlanga Rocks in the quantum to high market square is going to be 13 rand and 44 cents. So I hope can you see the result, or must I zoom in more?
Please
Just
zoom
try
in,
to zoom in a little bit.
Okay, no problem. Let me call my friend Zoom. I don't my friend Magnify. I don't know why I keep on closing it. I really do not know why it's like this. Um, Magnify.
But anyways, while you do that, you just showed us some awesome stuff, man. I just thought about something, it was like, I should just create a .NET core application that actually uses machine learning as well, like something
Also,
hectic.
well, it's all there for you to do, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut it off. Yeah, here's the results that you are seeing. So it said hello world and then 13 rand and 44 cents. So this is what I basically just to give a simple output. But if I wanted to make it more fancy, I could have said, dear Narcisse, your price is 13 rand 44 cents for your trip. All of that. So that's all the cool things we can do. That I'm gonna leave it there. So that's the application in a console application. And let's quickly jump to the command line interface. And there you go. I hope you guys can see my screen. It just finished with the training that we left it in the background. So if we quickly go to it, we're gonna see the best algorithm is light GBM regression, and the best score and the details of the training. So what we just did right now, right, it finished training our model. So now if we go to our computer where we saved our folder, our work, we just look over here and we see sample regression. So it created a .NET application for us in order for us to use and do what we just did now. So we just simply created, number one, we simply created a .NET a console application for us to work with, and we also made it with added machine learning capabilities to it without writing any code. All we just did was just two simple statements over there, and this is the result of it. I've said so much, and I've gone over time. I do apologize for that. I hand it over to my host before I get any excited again. Yeah, over to you, hosts.
No, it was
Uh,
thanks, Mrs. Thanks. Thank you so much for showing us such awesome stuff and exciting stuff. Tori, what do you feel? How do you feel about this?
there was a lot of learning going on there. Some heavy stuff, no lie. That's some really heavy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But then what I liked about this is I got to actually uh, get exposed to how easy it is to implement such technologies. That this is the stuff we only hear about in movies. They're talking about AI, ML. What is that? So today, I kind of got a lifeline on what's actually going on and how to implement it on our daily applications. So yeah, that was pretty great. We hope to see you guys soon about this on this session again because I'm still pumped about it. It's such a piece that we had to end it, eh? Such a
Yeah, true, true.
What
but
can we
guys,
do?
fortunately tomorrow won't be having any show going on due to MS Ignite.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can share my screen to show you about this thing. Let me just try to share my screen real quick.
Yeah, while
Uh,
you're doing that, since we're already speaking about MS Ignite, please, people, if you have time, please attend MS Ignite. They have cloud skills challenges that are happening on MS Ignite, so you can sign up for those free. You can do those challenges. There are leaderboards in that, and in which you can challenge yourself or pitch yourself against other people at the challenge, and you can stand a chance to actually win a free a certification exam voucher for of the Microsoft Tech or that you're interested in. Like I think it's basically it's based on the fundamentals certifications.
yeah, lovely stuff going on in Ignite. So guys, please don't miss that part out. It's actually starting on today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
Yes,
they are.
in few hours time.
So yeah, so please check that out. It's free to register. You're not paying anything. Just go sign in there, put in your email, be an attendee, and you're gonna learn about more cool tech stuff and for free. That's the best part about this. So I hope to see you guys on actually coming back on Thursday. Yeah, on Power Thursdays. So I hope to see you guys on Thursday and Friday as we explore the amazing wonders of what Microsoft has to offer. Okay, not just Microsoft, but then you know. thank you,
True.
thank you to
True.
everyone who came out today. The participation in the chat. So yeah, I hope to see you guys on Thursday. Thank you.
Awesome. Before we end it, on Monday next week, we'll be having a breakdown session of what has happened on MS Ignite and what for what you guys have to watch out for. So just wanted to add on that. And before I go, Bukeka, would you like to say goodbye to the audience?
I'd like to say thank you to everybody who attended. And yeah, stay tuned and learn more about exciting things in tech and be inspired.
Awesome. So
Yeah, thanks
Meleze?
you guys also thanks. No, I just want to say thanks to you guys for showing us this awesome world of machine learning. You know, I'm mostly exposed to AI, you know, because it's AI built on Power Apps and everything. So now seeing that we have machine learning and there's ML.net, in which I can be able to create .NET Core applications using employing machine learning, it'll be awesome. Thanks, guys, for this awesome session.
Awesome, awesome. Tori already said his goodbye, so I just want to say bye to the audience. So enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy your afternoon, and enjoy the new playlist, guys. See you on Thursday.
Why is the
What?
I love how these live events get awkward after we finish going live.
What?
Staring at the sun. So when I look at you, I'm staring at the sun. So when I look at you, I'm staring at the sun. Is it true what they say? Or are they simply grudging? When it's just they watching, they would love to be. I don't know, I don't care. When I'm with you, all I see is light. Wind in my hand, the sun is shining. I don't know, I don't care. When I'm with you, all I feel is fine. Wind in my hand. the sun keeps shining. Don't tell me loving you is wrong. I can't help myself from staring at the sun, staring at the sun. I don't care what you say. So when I look at you, I'm staring at the sun, staring at the sun. So when I look at you, I'm staring at the sun. So when I look at you, I'm staring at the sun. Some would never even dare to try. Some would even let it have goodbye. But I've caught head past the die. Where it falls, I don't wanna know. Tell me, all your daydreams, that your heart breathe, like you've never been hurt before. Comme feuille prise par le vent, laisse-moi t'emporter comme une étoile en noir et blanc. Laisse-moi t'imaginer. Say my name as if you knew. Life is never always win or lose, and in time you will figure out the truth. Where it falls, they don't need to know. Won't you tell me all your daydreams, that your heart breathe, like you've never been hurt before. Comme une feuille prise par le vent, laisse-moi t'emporter comme une étoile en noir et blanc. Laisse-moi t'imaginer.
Lately, everybody's talking at me, and maybe I should turn it off. Shelter, I know that I've been waiting for some shelter in my heart. I can't control the words I've been saying. Filter me out, my mind is just playing. Heart is running wild, got me talking like a child. Fire in my soul, I know I'm just faded. Lifting me up, I know I won't take it. Sparks are running wild, yeah. Got me starting up a riot, I'm bringing that fire. Gonna go wild, till I get higher. Got me starting up a riot, till we like fire. Gonna run wild, so I'm always getting higher. Lately, everybody's talking at me, and maybe I should turn it off. Shelter, I know that I've been waiting for some shelter in my heart. I can't control the words I've been saying, filter me out, my mind is just playing. Heart is running wild, got me talking like a child. Fire in my soul, I know I'm just faded, lifting me up, I know I won't take it. Sparks are running wild, yeah. Got me starting up a riot, I'm bringing that fire. Gonna go wild, so I get higher. Got me starting up a riot, till we backfire. Gonna go wild, so I'm always getting higher.
Making my way downtown, feeling those Friday vibes. Looking up in the sky, it's like a picture. Baby, don't waste no time. You be cool, I'll be wild. Follow my lead tonight, my elixir. Cause I've been feeling it, getting it, moving it, doing it, about to cross all the lines. I've been feeling it, getting it, moving it, doing it, trust me, I see your sign. Cause I've been feeling it, getting it, moving it, doing it, body so freaking fine. I've been feeling it, getting it, moving it, doing it, stuck in a state of mind. Stuck in this middle ground, baby, I'm coming down. Looking for cloudy eyes, such a beauty. Maybe we'll meet again, not a night more than friends. Take a little hit of this, you're my poison. Cause I've been feeling it, getting it, moving it, doing it, about to cross all the lines. I've been feeling it, getting it, moving it, doing it, trust me, I see your sign. Cause I've been feeling it, getting it, moving it, doing it, body so freaking fine. I've been feeling it, getting it, moving it, doing it, stuck in a state of mind.